What's going on, man? We live, we lit, we here for another raw, real review on the Shef Pod, man. We back in action, reacting and reviewing to She-Hulk episode 5 and 6, right? This is 5 and 6. Unfortunately, we weren't able to review last week's episode. Major outage where we at, stream guys weren't having it, so we decided to make this special episode, you know what I'm saying, a jam-packed 5 and 4, not 5 and 4, 5 and 6. We probably quickly summarize episode 5 and really talk about 6, but man, we back and we here. Miss M, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Feels like a Friday.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Feels like Friday. We have been working hard. We had 1K subs, 1,100 subs, I believe. Man, we keep growing. I want to say shout out to the squad, man. We keep on growing. We keep on doing amazing things. And yeah, man, we just here finna react, man. Have a good time. And Sims is joining us as well. Shout out to Sims. But let's break down this She-Hulk, man. What do you think is so far with the show? Like, you know what's interesting? Like, I really wanted to save this for the stream too. I was gonna add like mid-episode. But I feel like there's a difference in opinion between like males and females with this show. Like
100%.
this show like kind of has, people, not, it doesn't have people torn, but it kind of does in a way.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that they're like talking about it in the show, kind of like cause like I feel like in the show they show a lot of males, and even Titania in a way, she's hating on She-Hulk, but it's like it's kind of funny that like the show is like what people are saying in real life, like the show is already like incorporating that. Like
100%.
It's
I think a lot of women relate to it. Like, really? A lot of women have to deal with hearing a lot of different things like this, or thinking about all these different things. I mean, especially in episode 6 with the whole, when they're with all the wives, and we'll get to that part with all his wives. I mean, it's relatable. I mean, I know some guys are probably like, well, it's supposed to be a comedy, and this is it's not funny.
That's part.
I'm like, but bro, it's really not supposed to be funny, but these are the kind of jokes people hear and people deal with all the time, or women deal with all the time. So I don't know, I think it's been a good show so far.
Yeah, like I said, it's to each his own.
Yeah.
Not everybody's watching, Rings of Power and House of Dragonfire or whatever you call it, or like we here for the Marvel shows, and like I honestly I don't mind a show like this, and it's kind of interesting. Like when I'm watching this kind of put me in a different mode, because like I think I'm so used to like Marvel having 6 episodes, so I feel like we're at episode 6 of this show, and I'm kind of it's like a weird feeling for me. Like honestly, I'm like, I feel like I don't know enough still, but like we're so used to having 6 episodes, and you're kind of like, you feel like you kind of know.
Right now you'd be rushed through it.
Yeah, so it's like I'm having an interesting like feeling with this, but like I am at that point where I'm thinking like, all right, we got like 3 episodes left. Like, what are we gonna do? Like where are we going? Because like honestly, for a show, they really made it to where it's something you can like easily watch.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Like, and it does have a story going for it. But to me, it's still kind of a basic story. But it has a story going for it, and they make sure to incorporate some kind of law, like, scene, or like just something like trial. Like, like I really love that they do that. Like, while telling her story as, Jen Walters / She-Hulk.
Yeah, and I think when we were watching the episodes, I feel like it's just a really light and airy show. Yeah. I feel like, Moon Knight, there was action, there was a story, he had split personalities, it was dark, in some places. I'm sorry, Sims. Hi, Sims.
Shout out to Simba James.
But yeah, in Moon Knight, it was dark in some places, and it was very serious, and there wasn't a whole lot of laughs, maybe 1 or 2. Most of the shows are very serious. WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki. Those are all very serious. Yeah. This one, I enjoy watching it. It's light and airy. I'm not like, okay, like what's happening in the world now? Who's gonna save it, or what are we gonna do? It's just. It's like going through her life, and it's relatable, and then it's funny. It's got the Megan Thee Stallion moments that, it's got people talking, whether... It does. Yeah, for whatever reason. And I know some people are, oh, I'm done with it, it's not, whatever. I mean, you've gotten this far. Why don't you finish it? Isn't that your job?
Yeah, honestly, you know,
know?
especially if you're gonna like review the show and you know say how you feel about it and you know, post it online, you know. But hey, you know, we ain't calling nobody out, you know what I'm saying? We just keeping it real. This is what we do here. This is what we do. But honestly, I'm enjoying the show for what it is so far. And you know what's funny? Like before the ending of episode 6, I was gonna say like this is a show I'm not really like taking it very serious.
Yeah.
But up until that moment, like at the end of episode 6, where like they're like getting ready, like all right, like so it's like when I saw that, I'm like, okay.
It brings you back to reality.
It does, yeah, it really does, because like yeah, the stuff that's like it's a light comedy. It's not something you're supposed to be like like just that. Like it's a light comedy. You gotta respect it for what it is. Like
I cannot remember a sitcom, even comedy sitcoms, where I was dying laughing out of my chair. Yeah, I would giggle or it's funny and you know whatever, but I'm not dying laughing out of my chair unless it's like a you know comedy show or like Comic View, you know, comedians type of thing. But nothing's that funny. I feel like on regular TV that I can think of. But I don't know. I think it's just a light, good show. The writing's not bad. You know, there's creative styles that are different, but I think it's a good show.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of honestly like the pace of the show. I kind of like that it's a show that you can watch, but you can like not watch, you know?
Right. Yeah, if you tune out, you're not missing a whole lot.
Yeah, like
know?
it's very easy to kind of like follow, you know? Like it's not like, yes, you need to like have your eyes glued on every scene and whatnot, but it's like this show, it kind of has, I feel like it has enough time to do like kind of just some funny scenes, you know? Not just like, hey, we gotta connect this, that, every second something matters.
It's interesting to say it has enough time to do this, and that, and yet every week, up until now, we've complained that they're too short. But you know, it's also kind of nice, is I like that I don't have to mentally prepare when we do stay up to watch them the night they come out. It's only half an hour. It's not the full hour. Like I used to dread Hawkeyes. No offense. It's just, yeah, we would watch those the next day.
That's what started, you know, the whole cycle.
John said, with all these women superheroes, is Sylvie controlling the timeline?
She could.
That's an interesting theory.
That's a great theory, John.
Because this show is very woman like power, woman focused.
Miss Marvel is kind of like that too, in a way, kind of. You know.
Yeah.
Except for Cameron's grandmother, she was on some other stuff.
Yeah.
So.
That was a bad trip for her.
Yeah. Just gonna move past that. Do you think did we get a Marvel kind of like any like acknowledgement in the show, like a poster or incident?
Interesting. I don't know. They're on opposite ends of the nation, right? Because this is LA. Miss Marvel's like what, Jersey?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if they did.
Because like honestly, I love what they're doing with just the whole crossovers, the connections and stuff like that. But if Marvel really nails it on the head and just crosses this over, like if they cross this over with any movie that came out this year, or I don't know if they could do that though, because we don't know.
Technically, aren't they with Daredevil? He was in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this show does have the most implications out of any show we've seen this year.
Yeah.
Night, we don't even know where it's gonna go next.
Exactly.
Miss Marvel, okay, yeah, I get it's part of the Marvel's storyline, but I don't know. I feel like this just with Wong, he's like really adamant about not letting the magic get out and all of that. I feel like that's just gonna like open doors to the multiverse problems. This is like where it starts.
Wow. So do you think all the cameos come back at the end? I think that's what's gonna happen. Disney's not slick. I'm reading their playbook.
Yeah, they think we forgot about the magician.
Yeah, and the whole magic stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
With demons and all that stuff. They think we see what's going on, Disney.
John says they're playing with his emotions with these Daredevil Easter eggs. The man didn't even show up this episode.
Yeah.
You saw a helmet. I mean, they're teasing him.
You know what? I really think they're teasing him for like the last episode.
Oh my gosh.
But I think the last episode's gonna be like the kind of like, Wong, Hulk, Daredevil, She-Hulk. I think it's gonna be something like that. I really do.
Is Daredevil that much of a badass? I mean, I haven't seen the show.
The show is pretty good. It's kind of real.
Really?
But I'm hearing that show it connects, but it doesn't connect. So they're doing a whole new thing.
Loosely connected?
Yeah, it's like loosely connected. So we can go back and watch some Daredevil.
Okay. I'd be down to get some storyline.
Yeah. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the CGI has improved like every
Oh,
episode.
100%.
Like every episode, I feel like it's definitely looked way better.
It looked so flawless in episode 6. 5 looked good too, from what I can remember, but you know, 6 is where it was at.
Yeah.
What did you think? So going back into the 5 storyline, because you know we skipped it from last week, and I think it's important.
Yeah.
But she's doing the whole dating thing. You know, what did you think about her experiences and seeing that from a female's perspective, another female perspective?
It's pretty trash, honestly. Just like it felt like all the guys that she was on a date with were like trying to study her as like specimen. Maybe like they just cared that she was like She-Hulk, right? Mm-hmm. And like when she wasn't She-Hulk, they was kind of like, oh, like whoa. And it was kind of crazy to me to like think like, damn, people really like that. Like that's really fucked up. Like you know, but it's just interesting. But I'm trying to figure out for her like, where is she at? Like, is she comfortable now being She-Hulk, or is she comfortable being like Jen? Like, what's your overall like perspective so far? Like, do you think she like where do you think she's at with like being both?
I think she presents a really strong front of being like that things don't hurt her when I'm sure they actually do when she's Jen. Yeah. Well, I mean, just when she's Jen, and then she gets a lot of her confidence now when she's She-Hulk. And it sucks because she's always one or the other when it's convenient for anybody else. So like when she, in episode 6, when she's at her friend's wedding, she shows up as she chooses to show up as She-Hulk, and her friend's like, I want Jen. So then she's forced to go Jen. Wow. She shows up her first day for the law firm, and she's Jen. No, we want She-Hulk. She's choosing to be Jen, has to be She-Hulk. You know what I mean? So she's having to go through this dynamic. And it's this constant like tug and pull, and I feel like that's what I'm saying. It's really relatable for women. I feel like they do that too. You have these different dynamics and different roles you have to show up as every day in different capacities. So I think they do a good job showing that dynamic. Yeah, for sure.
I think they do too, man. Like, so do you think she's present day? You think she's like comfortable being She-Hulk? Do you think she's like?
I think she's embraced it. I just I'm glad they're bringing in episode 6 that Joshua character that appreciates her for who she is. Yeah. She needs more of that. Yeah. So I think she's leaning more into it, and she's accepting it more, and realizes like, hey, I can't be what everybody else wants. I got to be what I need.
Mm-hmm. What did you think about the whole court scene of her like bringing all her like Tinder dates or whatever as witnesses? Like...
That was brave as hell. Holy damn. That took some guts. Right? It really did.
Do you see that actually like happening in the courtroom? Do you like?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, depending on the case. I mean, they do it to. Well, the irony. You know what? It's the fact that you just said that. They do that to women all the time.
Really?
They bring in character witnesses for like when women are accusing men of rape. They bring in the defense team will bring in character witnesses to testify that, oh yeah, we went on multiple dates. Oh yeah, she was dirty in the bed or in bedroom, whatever. And those are character witnesses. So they did that in her favor this time to testify to her behalf. So it's kind of nice to see that now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Just interesting play on it.
I've never, like seeing this for the first time, I'm like, wow, like that's creative. Like, but a witness is a witness, you know? So it's
right?
Like...
That was smart on her part. And John said Titania was selling her FDA-approved products. Reminded me of that girl that created the pink sauce and didn't even know what FDA meant.
That's funny, man. That is crazy. What do you think about Titania, like just trying to just sue her for like the whole She-Hulk name and stuff like that? Like...
It was interesting because both had an interesting case. Mm-hmm. And if you ever talk to lawyers, it's when you argue in court, it's not that one is right and one is wrong necessarily. It's just that one side presented the facts and their arguments better than the other. That's kind of what it boils down to. Yeah. So she did a great job. She spoke with confidence. She presented all the evidence. I can't remember it. Mallory, I think it was. Yeah. So she won the case. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, technically Titania was right. Like she trademarked it, and usually in court, that's what they look at. They're like, you know. Yeah. So I thought it would have been a way more tough case than it was, but I mean.
So legally, she did have the trademark, but in the public eye, She-Hulk identified as She-Hulk first. Therefore, the name originally belonged to her. You know, she was associated with She-Hulk. first, so her name and likeness is hers originally. I think is how they pulled that one. John said all this court talk keeps reminding me of Better Call Saul. I've never seen that show. Have you seen it? I've heard, everybody's told me I should watch it.
Yeah, me too. I've heard it's pretty actually pretty good.
Yeah, I have it on my it's on my never-ending Netflix list.
What did you think about the scene about the whole She-Hulk getting a makeover? You know, with the stylist.
I feel like the stylist is interesting, and
Very.
yeah, I kind of want to see him like in more episodes, and I would love to see flashbacks of when he made everybody's outfits, because I assume it's for everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's what I guess he's the guy to go to for the superhero suit.
He's responsible for Captain America's ass, right?
Yeah.
For America's ass.
Yeah.
That was his suit, I would guess, right?
Yeah, it's on her front of her phone, man.
That's funny.
But yeah, I thought he was cool. Like, I honestly like the show so far. Like, I'm not, like you said, excuse me, I'm not with the opinion of, you know, people saying that, I need a laugh. Laugh. Like, I'm not starving for a laugh. Like, I'm not, like, I'm just watching the show and I'm like, just, you know, like, it's cool. Like, it honestly, like, okay, so I don't know if it's the timing or whatever, but like, we haven't been tired or anything watching the She-Hulk show, you know?
Because it's light and airy. It doesn't feel heavy.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we it all the way through, you know? It's been cool.
Yeah, I've been entertained.
You know, like, and you know, honestly, I think this is the first show in, I don't know. I haven't had really any heavy expectations. I feel like for other shows, I've had a lot of like heavy expectations.
Because there's a lot at stake. The end of the world, right? It's ending in all of them.
Yeah.
Or not ending, but there's a big, you know, something going on, right?
But you know what they did? This is what this show did more perfect than any show that's came out in the MCU, right?
What?
They've established previous connections and talked about other things more and more than they ever had in any other show they came out.
100%. I think that was intentional by Marvel.
So that's why, like, with this show, I feel like it's like I can't ever be mad at this show.
Yeah.
Cause I know what's going on with Wong. I know what's going on with Bruce. You know, like, even I don't know if it was this show or was it Miss Marvel that mentioned what was it? What's his name in the middle of the ocean?
Tiamat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but barely on the screen. No, it was this show. She was on the computer.
So, you know, I'm like, I'm not mad at that.
I appreciate it.
That's what we asked for.
Right?
So it's like, I can't be mad at this show because it finally gave us everything we wanted.
100%. And John said it does feel like a break from saving the world. It really does. I mean, they're like having lunch, you know, randomly, like humans, like regular people. She's going to a wedding with shitty friends, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels more real. And he did say just low level treats. Yeah. And he asked, did he make Kate's suit? I think, didn't Kate or something? No, the LARPers, didn't they make her suit?
Oh yeah, they took it to somebody, or they made it. I think they made it, yeah.
So she was basic Kate?
Yeah. Yeah, they have a whole other story. They even talked about, see, that's what I'm saying. They even talked about Hawkeye in the show. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like, this show is the perfect connector to like everything. So it's like everything else, like I'm happy with.
See, as a Marvel show, if you look at it as a Marvel show, not I'm looking at it as a comedy, it needs to make me laugh or anything like that. Like, just look at it as a Marvel show. I think it's a great show because it's bringing in so many of these elements. It's introducing you to new characters. It's bringing in a lot of like real world issues and real world things. Fourth wall breaking. Like, it's got good actors, good casting, strong females. That's kind of nice, you know? I think it can open up a lot of conversations if, you know, guys are watching with their girlfriends or whatever. Like, it's great conversation starters, you know? I think it's a great show so far.
Yeah, I like it. Now, the girl that was defending her, we got a pretty good look at her on episode 5.
Mallory?
Yeah. Like, when I first
That's her
seen
coworker.
her, yeah, I thought she was cold-blooded.
She is.
Yeah, she's very cold-blooded, but she's like very good at her job too. And,
But see, traditionally, those women are cold-blooded to other women too. I like that they've made her woman-friendly here. She's cold-blooded when she needs to be.
Yeah.
But she's good to Jen, and she's good to I can't think of her other name, her friend. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, for a second I thought she was gonna be like evil, or they had a twist, and like it might still be possible. It might still be possible.
She reminded me of Ramona Renslayer.
Yeah.
She looks a lot like her
Yeah.
sisters, long lost cousins. I mean,
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like she has like, you know, powers or something like that, or like something
think so?
I wouldn't be surprised if like it's like remember the first Doctor Strange, like how Mordo was cool and all that. By the end, like he turned, cause she is a really like lawyer and like she's been through some stuff with her kid. Like this is what I need to see happen now. All right, She-Hulk. I need my mind blown and explode. Like I need something to happen to her kid, and like she turns. You know, she wants to like, you know, get revenge for her kid, and she gets some of She-Hulk's blood, and you know something. Oh no! I need that. Oh. I just need, because she's like a really great character.
No, there's too much female positivity and
no.
You know, men are after her and trying to weaponize her. You know that ain't no woman's job. She's not gonna do that. Hell no.
She is a great character.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So keep her as a good character. But I'm just saying, what if Marvel? What if season 5? Holla at your boys.
Shit. John said he finally watched Lord Love and Thunder, and all he can think was Thor and Loki falling in love with themselves.
Oh my god, yeah. Like we was talking about this earlier. Actually, it's good that you brought this up, John. Who would have thought that Loki would have like had a better series than Thor?
Yeah.
Like, because Thor Love and Thunder, it's funny. Like we get it, it's funny. But they could have done a lot more with Christian Bale, aka Christian Bale. You know, they could have done a lot more with my guy. Like, what the hell was that? Like, really?
Yeah. That's such a disappointment.
It's like, bruh, come on, man. Really? Y'all supposed to step it up from Ragnarok.
They could have gone total, like, Oscar-worthy performance from Christian Bale.
Could have.
I would have cared more about his daughter if they were there and the wife died right in front of them and they had to go on, and then he had to watch his daughter die. You know? And he's like, yeah.
They could have done way better.
Or at least give me some actual God butchering.
Please.
That would have been nice.
Something.
Yeah, Marvel.
Like, jokes.
If you're gonna bring in Daredevil, you know, or not Daredevil, sorry, Ryan Reynolds, what am I blanking? Deadpool, thank you. If you're gonna bring in Deadpool at Deadpool, you know, capacity, like, come on, grow up.
Yeah.
Let us get some Christian Bale.
For real. Like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I agree with you, like, 100% on everything you said. But the Loki series, honestly, wait, somebody say something?
No, I was laughing. You're like 100% agreed.
I do. Loki. Look, we still want to go back and watch that last episode of Loki because it was just so good.
Right?
Like, it was so great. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the best last episode from all the series so far. Because it is something you just like, damn. Because, you know what? That episode was like a twist. And you just was like, let me just shut the hell up and just like see what the hell. Like, it really had you like.
You didn't know. Where were they gonna go? Because this was all new territory. Because was that in the comics? Was that that moment that was written by Marvel, right? That was
That's
original
what I'm saying.
content.
Like, you probably didn't even breathe that episode because you're like, what the fuck?
Oh my! I remember being so into it. And
exactly.
Trying to understand and just waiting, like, okay, what's gonna happen?
I'm not gonna lie, Marvel. We need that again because, like, you know, like, we know y'all got the variety with the shows, but we need that moment again in one of your episodes of your shows where we're like, okay, we need to shut the hell up and just look for extra shit around the screen. Like,
yeah.
Come on, it's about that time.
John said that last episode had the best Marvel opening ever.
I swear, it probably did.
I know. I gotta go back and watch.
Because we still want to go back and like,
for sure.
That, like, Jonathan Majors just stole, like, this man wasn't a part of the show, the whole show, and stole.
Ugh.
How do you do that?
Right.
Like, you a goat, bro. You weren't even a part of the whole show. Nobody knew anything. You just showed up and killed everybody. Like, just.
Right.
I mean, you know, Sylvie, because she killed G, but, you know.
No, but acting-wise, man.
That was amazing, right?
And then he says, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, like.
Oh my God, when does Ant-Man come out?
You know what's it? Like, from there, I feel like Marvel did fumble the bag a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. They did, like.
How so?
They dropped the ball. Like, I feel like anticipation was really high at that moment, or anything after that, it was really high. But everything we got after that has kind of been like, you know?
Yeah, because then they had Eternals, and that was different, but kind of bust, right?
Yeah. Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Hawkeye, if you want to go
Thor.
shows. Miss Marvel. Moon Knight was
Miss
a
Marvel
good
was
one.
good,
Miss
but-
Marvel, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was good.
Yeah.
But
Black Panther will finally be a good one.
hopefully.
I think from here on out, you got Black Panther, you've got Ant-Man, Guardians. Like, I mean, I hope you have some winners coming up because, man, like, we've been let down.
Werewolf by Night.
Oh, I'm excited for that too. That's right.
Next month.
Yes.
That looks good.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'm excited for that too.
I don't know. I just feel like for me that was like a great finale, like start to finish.
Seriously, just
Like
his
that was
performance.
just, and you were so invested in everybody's stories too, from like Morbius,
I
like
know,
Renslayer,
his jet ski.
like Loki, Sylvie. You just like invested. You like, man, what's going on?
I love
Like
Sylvie's character.
the TVA members. You like. Like-
B-52 or whatever her name was.
I'm ready for season 2. I'm not gonna lie. I am so ready for season 2.
Me too. I'm very much looking forward to it. But that's all Loki.
So we're gonna start off with episode 6. I think we pretty much said what we said about episode 5. And this was the wedding episode. And we were kind of touching on it and talking about it a little bit earlier. But for me, like honestly, when I'm watching this show, when we sat back and watched it, I was just enjoying the ride. Like I wasn't looking for no Marvel Easter eggs. I wasn't looking for. I'm just enjoying the story. Like, and just like I'm like here for the ride. Like you said, nothing funny, nothing needed to be funny. You said as a woman, this is like literally like relatable, and like I feel like at the end of the day, that's the goal. Like for Marvel,
Oh,
they want to make it like relatable.
Yeah, finally
know?
making a show geared towards. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. And like for me, I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, this is fun. Like it's funny in my own kind of way because this is my first time seeing this. Because like obviously I would
from
never
this
be in
end, yeah.
Yeah. Like obviously I would never be in this kind of situation, you know. As
But
a
so,
guy.
it's such a girl thing. Like girls
Yeah.
coming over, let's get you dressed, you know, whatever you're going to, whatever you're gonna do, and then yeah, it's total. You're totally seeing the life of a girl.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting.
Like it's a different perspective.
How funny. That is true. It was very random. I like the way they did break the fourth wall, where she's like, "Yeah, this is like one of those inconvenience, right? You know, we're taking us off track or something like that."
Yeah.
She's doing such a good job with the acting in this show.
Yeah. Have you seen anything like it? Like
I haven't, and that's
Really?
why I think it's cool. Like it's great. I don't think it needs. It's cheeky more than anything. It's not necessarily funny, and I don't know that it needs to be. I think it would be almost trying too hard, just depending on what the humor would be. But I think it's cheeky and it's
Yeah.
creative. I think. in all
you think they're
honesty.
trying not to go too over the top and trying to make it like a really self-contained like story? Cause she is a Hulk, you know.
In what sense? What do you mean?
Like it's not something that's like really like extreme. She's literally a lawyer in New York and like everything is fine as a Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like Marvel is trying to make it clear that everybody's just used to superpowers and super, you know, heroes. It's like that they just are.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like when Thor first arrived on Earth and people were like,
Like,
what the hell?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? I think that's their way of doing it. And I mean, look how far you've come from that first Thor movie.
Yeah.
You know, or even just seeing Iron Man fly.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, that was new to humans back in, 2008, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe in, what is that, a 20-something year difference? No, not 20-something, like 16-year difference? 14? 14-year difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, within 14 years, the world changed completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
true.
we're not too
Technology.
far with that, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe one day. It's interesting.
I just want to say, like, I gotta give the CGI 5 stars out of 5 this episode.
Yes.
The CGI looked really great
They
this
picked it
episode.
up.
Like, I feel like they've been hearing everybody talk crap, so like, shout out to the CGI VFX people that made this look so beautiful and wonderful.
100%. John said that dark web scene was kind of creepy. It was.
Yeah.
That was horrible, but that shit goes on. It's
It's true.
yeah, it's horrible. I mean, people say that about like strong female like political leaders, like AOC. I'm sure gets that all the time. You
All
know.
the time.
So it's I don't know.
Watch out, man.
Mm,
What did you think about her friend, like the girl that invited her to the wedding? What were your
Lulu?
thoughts about her? Yeah.
Horrible friend. God.
Like horrible.
Yeah, I feel like Jen